Hi everyone, welcome back to my video. Okay, so in this video, one of our friends request me to make this video. It is about PPPoE server client configuration. Okay, if you are new here watching my video, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to give the thumbs up. Let's go back to our topic. We do the PPPoE server configuration. It is related to the ISP because if you are working in ISP or if you are a service provider, maybe you are very familiar with this topic and the configuration. So you can provide this service to manage your internet service to your customer. Okay, so let's go to our lab together and I will explain you a little bit about our lab configuration here. Okay, so this is our GNS3. Before we start our lab, I would like to show you some diagram. Okay, I would like to show you this diagram. Okay, and I will explain a little bit about PPPoE server configuration, and then we go to our lab together. So as you can see here, this is our ISP service router. This one I will use a Mikrotik router to configure the PPPoE server, and this is our internet. Okay, so when you are a service internet service provider, you have this PPPoE server, and then you will create account for your customer. Okay, so for this lab, the purpose of this one is the configuration of a PPPoE client on customer A, the Cisco router, and then this is our customer LAN, Cisco switch, and we have a PC, laptop, something like this. Okay, and for this side is the customer B. They also use the same Mikrotik router, and this is their switch and their LAN. Okay, so if you are an ISP provider, you will have more customers, so you need to create more account for your customer. For this example, we just take this example for our lab. Okay, so okay, let's go back to our GNS3 and we design our diagram. Okay, so we go and check. Okay, so this is our IP address of our WAN port here from ISP to internet. So I want to connect to this ISP router by using Winbox. Okay, 121 username admin, password admin. Okay. So before we start, let's go back to our diagram here. So this is will be the PPPoE server. Okay, so let's go to our router, and then we do some basic configuration on this router. We assign the IP address for our router. Okay, so IP address, this is the HTTP IP address that we get from internet. Okay, Ethernet 1. I will add, let's say 10.10.10.1 /24. Okay, I will use Ethernet 2. Okay, so now we have an IP address, and then I want to go to interface. This one I will rename it PPPoE LAN. Okay, so like this, we have identified that this port will be configured as PPPoE to provide the service for our customer. Okay, and then DNS. I will use this one. Okay, after we have IP address, DNS, and then we go to IP route. Okay. So now let's say we try to test from our ISP router here to access the internet. We try to ping Google DNS. Okay, now can. Let's say try to ping Google. Can we ping Google? Okay, can. Now our Mikrotik router, ISP router, can access to internet. We go to IP and then pool. Okay, so we will configure this pool for our PPPoE. Okay, PPPoE LAN PPPoE pool. Okay, so so our PPPoE will be, let's say, from 100 to 10.10.10.150. Okay, okay, so and then we go to our firewall NAT. Okay, our NAT, we want to allow our PPPoE LAN, so our PPPoE LAN, okay, here, then accent, you choose this one. Okay, apply. Okay, okay, so now we already configure some basic configuration on this ISP router. We go to this one, PPPP. For this one, we select this one to configure the PPPoE server here. Okay, okay, so you select on this tab, and then you click on the plus sign, and then you will have this page to configure the PPPoE server. Okay, so I call it like this. Okay, and then interface, we select this interface. Okay, and then this one, the authentication, normally we use username and password to log in PPPoE server for our client. So in this case, I choose only this authentication method for our client. Okay, and then we will configure the profile as well. So this is the default profile. Later on we will configure our profile. Okay, so we apply first. Okay, profile here. Okay, so profile here, let's say one Cisco. This one I want to configure this profile for this Cisco router to provide the internet speed for this customer 1 megabyte. Okay, so like this. So like this, this is we can manage our internet service for our customer. Okay, so here the limit 1 okay, okay, and then we go back to the general. local address. Our local address is this LAN IP address of this Ethernet port local address, and then our remote address, you select this one to provide our IP pool for our customer. Okay, so they will have a random IP address based on this pool that we just configure. Okay, so again here, that the place that you manage your internet speed internet service to our customer, and then we apply. Okay, after that we go here, our password. So we create our password here, one Cisco, sorry, this is our password. Username, you can say let's say test, test at Cisco, password test at Cisco, or you can copy and then paste test at Cisco. Okay, service here, you select this one, PPPoE. Okay, here the profile, this one we use for our customer here, one Cisco. Okay, so you apply and then okay. Okay, so now our configuration on the server is done. We go to our Cisco router here, and then we try to test the client configuration on this customer. Okay, okay, so now we continue to this customer A router. It is a Cisco router. So if we go back and have a look at our diagram, so now we come to customer A router to do the configuration of a PPPoE client. So here I have a node for this configuration. Okay, so let's open our node here. Okay, so here my node on the configuration. So if we go back to our, this is F interface F0/0. Okay, so let's open our console, and then we okay, this is now we are at R1, so we have some configuration. Let me minimize this one a little bit. Okay. Okay, so Now before we start our configuration on PPPoE client on Cisco router, we need some basic configuration of a router. So we need to assign IP address for our LAN here. Okay, the DHCP server, routing, and NAT. Okay, so this is our WAN interface. Okay, so it will be F0/0. So I want to assign IP address for our LAN. Our LAN, I can say this is our local LAN. Okay. This is our WAN. Okay, so I assign this IP address to our LAN here. We go to interface G1/0 IP address. No SAT. Okay, and this one will be LAN. Okay. Okay, now we assign IP address to our LAN, and we configure the DHCP server. Okay, so okay, so this is our network for our LAN, and then the full router, it will be our gateway for our LAN. DNS server, I configure DNS server as a Google DNS, and then I want to start our DHCP from 10 to okay, so the DHCP excluded address. I want to reserve some static IP address, so our client will get IP address from 10.11. okay, and then we routing. Okay, so routing will be Okay, routing. Now we assign IP address DHCP server routing. Okay, so routing I will do later after we configure our WAN interface. So let's okay, so now we have an IP address for our LAN. We go to this interface to configure our WAN PPPoE client. Okay, so now we go to interface F0/0 and then we follow our node here. Okay, global PPPoE client, dear pool number 1. Okay, and then no set this is our WAN. Okay, and then we configure our interface here. IP address, it will be assigned from PPPoE server. Okay, one 442 dealer pool 1, dealer group 1, PP authentication PAP call in. Okay, so this one we use as we go back to here, as at the moment we here our configuration we choose PAP as I mentioned, and we have our profile here for our Cisco, and this is our username and password. Okay, username and password, this one will be password the same. Okay, and then we go back to here a little bit, and then profile here we select this profile that we just create. Okay, so now we go back to our configuration password. Okay, PPP PAP send username test at Cisco, password test at Cisco. Okay, no set, and then this is WAN PPPoE. Okay. Okay, so now we done on the WAN interface configuration. So we go back. So IP interface brief. Okay. Now we get IP address 150. Okay. If we go back to our here Mikrotik router, this ISP router, and we go back to here active connection. Okay, so we will see active connection. You can see that now we successfully have a WAN connection. Okay, so now we can get the IP address and then we already assigned the IP address to our client. So let's start our client, and then we will check client. We will check our client here. So we need to do some configuration in order to allow our client access to our internet through our ISP router here. Okay, so if we go back, we can see that this is our client. Go to internet or not, we need to do the routing access list, and we do the NAT in order to let our client can access through the internet. Okay, this is my Windows 7 client. Okay, so I want to verify my PC. Okay, so this is our client can get the IP address. So our client can get IP address, but cannot access to internet. Okay. Okay. Ping. Okay. So now we go back to our router here, and we do some more configuration. So routing, access list, and NAT, 3 steps more in order to let our client can access to internet. Okay, if we check from our router here, we also cannot access to internet. Okay, so we do the routing to our ISP router here. Okay, so IP route, default route, it will be 0, 0, 0 by our interface dealer 1. Okay, and then user IP route. Okay, so now we have a default route here, and then we configure our access list. Okay, we do access list, let's say 100, access list 100, access list access list 100. Okay, permit our LAN here, our client here. So permit 172.16.10.0, and then permit, okay, IP .0, wildcard bit, it will be 0.0.0.255, and then destination any. Okay, so now we have our access list here. Permit our LAN to any. Okay, and then we configure NAT to allow our client can access to the internet. So interface dealer 1, our WAN PPPoE interface, IP NAT, it will be outside. Okay, and then interface G1/0 IP NAT inside. Okay, so IP NAT inside source, our access list 100, and then interface. Okay, interface, it will be from our access list to interface, WAN interface, and then overload. Okay, so we done our configuration, and then we save. Okay, so run. Okay, we want to verify our configuration. So this is our result for the static IP address. This is our DHCP server for our LAN. Okay, and then this is our configuration on this F0/0 port to enable the PPPoE client, and then this is our configuration on the client. We have this username and password, and then this is our NAT configuration. This is our access list configuration. Okay, so it's just a very basic configuration for this one. Now we try to go back to our client, and then we try to ping to Google again. Now we can go to the internet. Okay, so let's refresh this one. Our web page not refresh. Let's try to access google.com. Ping google.com. We can ping, but my browser. Okay, now it refresh. Okay, so our client can access to the internet through this ISP router. Okay, if we try to see the traffic, okay, we try to check from our client that this is our gateway router 10.1, correct, and then this is my WAN gateway from ISP, and this is my real Wi-Fi router. Okay, as you can see, this is our gateway 10.1, and our Mikrotik router here 10.10.10.1. okay, and this is .20. Okay, so if we go back to our IP address, you will see here our LAN PPPoE network. This is our WAN. Oh, sorry everyone, 21, not 20. 21. Okay, this is our router. So same thing for Mikrotik here. If you have a customer B, you can create an account for your customer. So okay, so here you will have another let's say another profile, another service for your customer B here. But in this lab, I just want to say I just want to show you we need to create the PPPoE server on ISP router, and then you have your client here, so you will provide the service, internet service for your customer using a PPPoE service with a username and password. This is more related to ISP work. Okay. Okay, as you can see here, this is our gateway local network. This is our WAN PPPoE. This is my Wi-Fi router. Okay. And then this PC, if we go to PC1 IP DHCP. Okay, so correct, it get the IP address. We try to ping our Windows WAN client here. Okay, we can ping, and we try to ping Google. Okay. Okay, everyone, so I think that's all for my lab here, so you can have some idea that you working with ISP to configure the PPPoE server for your customer. Thank you very much everyone that watching my video till the end.